Okay, London system. So we're going with the King's Indian setup. The reason I like the King's Indian, especially at this level, is because it's very flexible. You can basically play this against any move except e4. So if white starts with d4 or c4 or g3, knight f3, you can play a King's Indian setup and get your type of position. So here, okay, he's playing really early h4. And this can actually be quite dangerous, because the idea is often just to play h5, and if knight takes h5, sacrificing the exchange, and that honestly can be annoying. So my approach in these positions is usually just to like shut it down. Just go h5. Take the g4 square, bishop is still going to g7, probably going to put the pawn either on d6 or d5. So yeah, here knight c3 trying to play for e4, I'm going to play d5 and just take that space in the center. Okay, white goes e4 anyway, kind of a cheeky pawn sacrifice. I definitely don't believe in it, but I want to think a little bit about whether to take with the knight here or take with the pawn. My instincts say take with the pawn just to keep my knight kind of defending the king's side. White probably wants to go bishop c4 in response. Then we'll go bishop g7, I think, and just keep developing. Let's take this one. This is cool, yeah, like, I imagine these types of gambits are played super often at this level, and players often, like, just have a hard time dealing with it. I know when I was lower rated, I always struggled against gambits, because I would just, like, fall for some tactical trick and get killed. Okay, f3, so yeah, typical gambit move when they really want us to take so they can develop. Probably we can objectively, like, I think black is going to be totally fine. You know, white only won like one tempo for the pawn, like to get their knight out. It's really not a big deal. But from a practical point of view, I often do like this kind of move, like e3, just giving the pawn back, but leaving ourselves with just like a super comfortable position. We can even consider some kind of counter-attacking move like knight c6. Like knight c6 here might be pretty strong, but I don't know, I always try to just be kind of practical in these situations. And okay, let's just give the pawn and then like look at our position. I mean, like this move f3 just makes kind of like no sense for white. It's like super weakening. Hopefully we're not running into any like crazy tactical tricks. My guess is we're just gonna play c6 here and grab the tempo. Bishop. Whoa. Sorry. Sometimes you assume your opponent's gonna move the piece. All right, we're gonna take this one first. In this game, I didn't even know different ultimates were valued 1 through 3. Like I didn't even know that. Okay, d5. White could have grabbed this pawn if he wanted to. At this point, I'm really not worried about the pawns. Like we can even go b4, and b4 is probably a good move. Since I'm up the piece, honestly, I just want to get my pieces out. You know, just use my extra material. So I think I'm just gonna play bishop g7. Again, b4 might objectively like be better, but I'd rather just get everything out. Now after knight takes b5, I do have to be careful not to play knight takes d5. Can I make this move? No. So here, white would have a trick, queen d5. Take knight c7 check. Really well known. Instead I want to play queen a5 check. Okay, typical puzzle rush trick. Knight kind of forced to go back to c3. And then we can definitely take on d5, because if queen takes d5, we're going to have bishop takes c3 in that position. So yeah, let me grab this guy. Thanks, Hostbud. Yeah, this will definitely be up on YouTube. So shout out to YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't like that I'm gonna probably get rid of this like highlight legal. I'm not a fan of this. It's like, I didn't mean to select the queen. Why is the queen selected? No, I didn't. I didn't even mean to make that move. See, okay. I'm probably gonna turn that off. Let's castle before we blunder something else. And then we're gonna take this guy with something. Okay, f4. Yeah, I mean, white's position is just really kind of hopeless. What can we say? So I think it's time to just start activating everything. Probably knight takes is also good. I'm just hitting g2 with the queen and also really wanting to open up my bishop. And at this point, it's just a matter of getting everything into the game. Like, it doesn't matter what white does on the queen side or if they push b5. Yeah, like, we're just playing for activity here. I really dislike it when players have like a winning position and then they play like queen takes b5. It's like, why do you need this pawn? Like, do you not understand why you're winning here? Like, you have an extra piece. Like, you got a extra 2 pieces here. So we gotta use the material. Okay, we can take the queen, but that's a rook with check. Check is good. And then king f2. I think we're gonna have quick mate here. It'd be nice if we could checkmate without having to take the queen. King e3. Don't see the mate there exactly. Let's see, bishop d4, take, check, king goes back to e3. Unfortunate. Okay, let's just take the queen. Keep it simple. That's what I would do in a normal game. I would just take the queen and kind of look at my opponent, you know, expectantly. Okay, knight g1. Well, that's a check. We'll just take that. White can have the knight on e4 if they want. And I think we got mate. Now, question for you guys. When this does go up on YouTube, do you think it should be just kind of in parts like, you know, 800 to 1200, 1200 to 1500, and like so on? Or, got the mate there. Okay, we got black this game. All right, let's play King's Indian. We haven't had too many King's Indians yet. Matt, that's up to the sensei and their students. So usually they do 1 a week, sometimes more. Okay, knight f3. We're gonna play d6 here, or we're just gonna castle. Wow, we got like a mainline King's Indian. This is great. This is cool. Okay, e5 is not so good. e5 is a little bit early here. So I think we're just gonna take this one. Actually, could also go knight d7. Let's think about this for a sec. We could either take, or we can draw back and put some pressure on the pawn. Knight d7, white can go ed. Kind of a normal position. If we take DE, we can trade queens. Oh, we have knight g4. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer for white. Maybe they might take with the knight here, but then we're gonna think strongly about moves like c5. d5. Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, that's a pawn. So that's an extra pawn now, and I'm just gonna use this one immediately and push. Okay, knight g5. Yeah, that's true, Brayden. You can absolutely castle without playing e6. So first move would be bishop f5 that comes into mind here. Let's go ahead and play it. We'll just defend the pawn, and then maybe we can kick the knight with h6 next, so that it again just kind of gets out of our stuff. And then from here we're gonna go c6, e6, just blow open the center, and try to take advantage of White's king on e1. Bishop f4. Yeah, let's kick this guy out. He takes e4. Okay, I think that's hanging, so we're gonna take that one. And that's a piece. I've been a piece up in a lot of games so far. A lot of games. Okay, now there's, yeah, again, a lot of stuff we can take. We can take on g2, take on b2. So if we take here, okay, he gets this tempo with the rook g1. We stop him from castling, that looks good. We can take on b2 as well. I'm gonna play c6. I'm just gonna get my stuff out. As Jesse likes to say, pawns aren't people. So I'm just gonna get my knight into the game. Let's take this one. So this one wasn't about the pawns, it was about the knight. And yeah, we're just gonna offer a queen trade or a piece up. So this is a very, very safe endgame for us. Probably play e6 here. Oh, that's a free rook. We're gonna take that one. Oh, he disconnected. Probably just has bad internet. All right, GG. Okay, d4. We're sticking with the King's Indian. Who is Sadan? I don't know. Who is Sadan? e4. Well, this one is just a free pawn. I explained this last time. We're going to have a no tolerance policy. If someone blunders something, we're just going to take it. All right, queen e2. Well, we have a free pawn. Now the question is, do we want to just play d5 or bring the knight back to f6, which is also probably totally fine. Let's go d5. Let's just play in the center, kind of. Just because we're up a pawn doesn't mean we forget about opening principles. And okay, we're up a pawn, so I'm totally just going to trade here, give my opponent an extra weakness, and yeah, that's all I need to make that decision. Okay, now we just need to continue developing, and we have a bunch of good options here. I mean, this bishop can go to either of these diagonals. There's a question of whether we want to play like bishop f5 first and then e6, but bishop f5, you know, actually like queen b5 check already becomes annoying. It's probably totally fine for us, but maybe something to watch out for. You know what I think, actually? I think this is a position where we need to get our knight into the game, especially knight coming to f6 would be good. I also like the idea of playing g6, bishop g7, and c5. Okay, I'm gonna go g6 here. This feels like the most flexible move to me. And I don't think we'll get in trouble with this one, because we'll go bishop g7, and we'll just always play knight c6 and then castle. Yeah, I'll go with g6. We'll put the bishop on g7.
I think I'm on the verge
Queen b5, check. I wasn't expecting this one. Alright, I'll just kick the queen. I'll take the tempo. Jackson Chess, I saw your question about resigning early. Yeah, just don't resign, dude. Just keep playing until, you know, you're like down a rook in an endgame. Like, just because you're in a losing position doesn't mean you're necessarily gonna lose the game. Just keep playing. Just look for whatever you can do. Or resign like a GM, yeah. That's also fair. Okay, so we're just castling here. Knight g5. I don't think this is really going to go anywhere. So we could ignore this, or we can just launch a fierce counterattack in the center, starting with like e5 and things like rook to e8. I think that's the thing to do, actually. I think that's going to be the most instructive thing. e5 takes, rook e8, f4, f6, and we just blow open the files. I actually think this is one of the key things at this level that players often don't do, is that they don't really seize their opportunity to fight for the initiative. You know, instead of playing e5 first, we'll go rook e8, you know, trying to prepare it. But you can just play e5 here, and if white takes this pawn, I mean, we're still going to be opening the lines. In fact, things look much better for black. That's right, yeah, white is just playing with like two pieces so far, so that's been their biggest mistake. Queen on e2, knight on g5, like, yeah, it's just not enough. Whereas black is castled, we got our bishop to g7. Not like black is so nicely developed, but we are castled, and we do have one of our rooks in the game. I mean, this bishop is very close. Our queen is kind of participating from d8. Okay, white defends the pawn with the knight, so now it makes sense to just keep putting pressure on it with knight d7. f6 is also a possibility, but I think I want to go with the development first. Oh yeah, I guess I could have taken bishop takes e5. That's absolutely true. But somehow I feel like it's stronger to go rook e8. Bishop g4, actually, Chess Melissa, yeah, like totally reasonable move. Yeah, because if h3, we can go like rook e5, for example, or even bishop takes f3, and then rook takes e5. Let's see what's going on. Knight d7, g3. Okay, now I think we're just taking this one, and yeah, white is suffering on the e file. So we basically won this game in one move, guys. I mean, it was really like what did we do? All we did is we played e5. That was the one move. Oh, I'm sorry. Bishop g4 was Sedan's move. Excuse me, guys. Let the record show. Okay, now in rook takes e5, there's going to be bishop e3, so things are not over. Maybe it is worth taking with the bishop now, because we not only threaten like a discovery, we also hit this one. So bishop takes feels like it could be even better. Now we have like multiple threats, rather than with the rook takes, we only have the one threat, and white can go bishop e3 there. All right, now we're just going to take this one. And yeah, we got the rook, we got d4 coming. It's going to be all over. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Taking the rook is a simple way. d4 is like fancy. Yeah, let's show people that you don't have to be so materialistic. Of course we could grab the rook and we're winning, but this is just like, this could be ending the game. Whereas if we had taken the rook, we would still need to play d4 before we won. Alright, rook b1. Really tempting to throw this in, actually. Take. Oh, there's bishop d3, unfortunately. I mean, it's still good, but I guess it's better to take on e3 first. Yeah, we can just go e2 check in that position. King. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? King c1 and e1. Yeah. Okay, so here's the plan. Bishop g4. If f3 were just taking or taking on e3, so take. King goes anywhere, it's basically mate. So bishop d3 only move, and then e2 check. King c1 if white doesn't want to give the queen. e1 takes. Rook takes e1, and then okay, queen d1. They have to give the queen anyway. Well, I don't know, Sadan, because you're kind of sandbagging, right? Because you're much stronger than 1100, and I'm trying to play players at the 1100 level. So I feel like you should wait your turn until I'm playing players at like 1800, for example. Yeah, I think we're good here. King comes this way, we'll have queen d2. Queen takes f2 mate. I think we're winning this one. We win these. Yeah, when are we getting the Saddam Jackson match? That's what people really want to see. Alright, e2, this is what we calculated. Always check what you calculate and make sure it's working, but looks good. That's so funny. Yeah, if you lose, you will give him your lead chess rating. That's how it works. You usually lose about 8 to 16 points, depending on, you know, your opponent's rating. Alright, queen d1. We could give this check, but unfortunately f4, it's not mate. Don't have mate, right? Could take, could go queen e7, maybe this is even more crushing. I guess this game is all about when you see a good move, look for a better one, huh? We could have taken the rook, we played d4. Here we could take the queen and go queen e7, but this feels cleaner somehow, because we have this threat, we also have this threat. Not that it really mattered all that much, everything was winning at this point. Just up a queen for nothing. Queen and pawn, actually. Lasker? Is he the one that said that? Queen g5, f4, queen e7, so that we had this one. Yeah, even better. Okay, let's go for the simple mate in 2. Okay, GG. I don't think that Geary is the best theoretician, actually. I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, he's one of several good ones, but someone was recently saying that, yeah, if they had to pick one, then they would just say Magnus actually has the best openings nowadays. It was someone with a lot of knowledge. They were saying Magnus is actually the best prepared player. But yeah, the other guys, Caruana, Geary, Anand, Aronian, Kramnik, they're all like Ding, Ren, they're all super well prepared as well. Okay, sticking with the King's Indian here, let's play d6. We haven't gotten too many like classical main lines. e5, I did see this, yeah. Last time. I think we just took this one, which I still think is good. Take, queen takes d1, and if king takes, we have knight g4. Knight takes, we'll go knight d7. We can also start with knight d7 here, but then white can take, and I think it's not as good. I want to take here first. Telling Moose you're too high rated, you're like 1300, and I'm trying to play players within at least 100 points. So that's why. But when I'm up to like 1300, I'll happily give you a game. Okay, knight takes e5. So, I mean, this has been kind of a common theme actually against the King's Indian players. They really they fall behind in development, and it's important to just try to punish that. So I'm going to play c5. I'm just playing for the activity. I'm not worried about how I'm going to win back the pawn. I know I'm going to have either queen a5 or queen c7 or knight fd7. I'll decide later. I'll decide once d takes c5 is on the board. Well, Levy, see, that's the problem with making too many generalizations. Like, yeah, at one point Magnus was playing like offbeat lines, but it doesn't mean that he wasn't studying the main lines. And in fact, he's always had like an incredible memory. But no, in the last couple of years, I mean, he picked up the Sveshnikov, and you know, it's just completely a very theoretical player now. I mean, he knows everything. Okay, d5. We could take this one, but actually, I'm not sure I really want to. Queen takes. We have to trade queens. White gets knight takes d5, bishop takes e5, and then can even take on e7 at the end. So I think I just want to use this somehow, but not with knight takes d5. I just want to get my stuff out first. Let's see, we could go e6. Develop this way. Could also just go like queen c7, bishop f4, and knight h5 is actually typical trick. Queen c7, knight b5 though might be a problem. So queen c7, bishop f4, knight h5, knight b5. That's the issue. And then if check, bishop d2. I mean, it's probably not worth worrying about too much, but I want to try to be accurate here. Okay, let's go for it. Queen a5 was also a move I think totally reasonable, as well as like knight d7, a6, lots of moves here I think for black, just to get the initiative going. Okay, bishop f4 as expected. Let's go knight h5. Hey, my name is Corey. Good to see you. Yeah, Magnus used to play the Sveshnikov. He used to play a lot of Sicilians. He was a big dragon player, played a bunch of Najdorf. So he's played almost every opening at this point. Frenzy Lee, thanks for following. Wow, getting a lot of followers today. Thanks for following the channel, guys. We're ChessDojo. We try to do educational stuff. And actually, this isn't even the dojo. This is just our Twitch arm. The dojo is the Discord, which you guys should all join. Because, does this work? Discord? Sweet. Because that's where the dojo exists. Okay, Queen F3. Yeah, that's going to be a blunder. We're just taking this one and taking that one. Knight B5 there was the only move for white. Now, to his credit, he took his time, but needed to spend more time to find the only kind of important counterattack. And then, okay, I would have gone Queen A5, check, Bishop D2, brought my queen back, this guy would have been hanging, and then maybe we play A6 somewhere and kick that knight on B5. Okay, but this is not going to cut it. We're going to grab this guy. And then we could trade queens, or we can keep the queens on the board just to keep more of an initiative. I want to go for the attack here. I want to bring my queen to A5 and punish white for leaving their king in the center. Yeah, Queen H6. Okay, good luck with that. That's. I need to think about taking, giving this check. King D2. Queen A5 also possible. So many moves here. It's really just a matter of getting everything out as quickly as possible. Yeah, I'm sure everything here is good for black. B5, totally a move. Yeah, let's just go B5. Let's just rip it up. This is the kind of move I always want my students to play. Just like open the position, sack the material. Don't worry about it. Okay, 94. Probably not a big deal, but okay. This is what we yeah. Men, they just want one thing, huh? They just want one thing. All right, so we're gonna have to be accurate here. We can kick the queen out whenever we want to. Bishop G7. I think actually that's gonna be a nice move. Just kick the queen away, and we open up Queen E5 to counterattack. Free queen? I don't think so. Definitely don't think that was a free queen. Okay, yeah, I know we're up the piece, so it's not like super important that we're precise here, but I do like finding kind of the most convincing way of winning the game. And I'm not just looking to just take a bunch of material. I also know that my opponent probably wants to play Knight G5 next, so I'm just keeping this in mind in my calculations. Yeah, let's go Bishop F5. Let's develop this one. Kind of push them to go Knight G5, and yeah, of course we had this as well, but I think actually I should have given the check first. I feel like that was a little bit lazy of me, because now the knight can at least come back to F3. Whereas then, if we had played this first, Bishop E2, H6, Knight F3, then at least we'd have like Queen takes B2 with tempo, and everything is hanging there for white. But of course we're totally winning. We have G5, we have Bishop takes B2, Queen A5 check, a million moves. We can just bring our knight in very simply. Yeah, let's give this check. Let's see how white deals with this one. Might have to block with the knight, and then we'll probably just go for the throw here with Bishop takes B2. Rook D1, I guess. Then honestly, the main thing is just to get the E file, but I don't know how to make that happen. Rook b1, that's not gonna cut it. We take those. I'm so disgusted by this knight though. We gotta get this knight out. Let's bring the knight into the game. Alright, let's just get this guy here. 95 was good. Maybe I could have done other moves as well. I'm just gonna pull this one back. Yeah, I kind of regret not bringing my bishop back to g7. Or I could have played here and like forced trades. I think actually that would have been cleaner. Yeah, not the cleanest technique here. Kind of letting white drag the game on. Now he's gonna bring his second knight to g5. Still with no real threat. Unfortunately. Yeah, I need to be careful here. I like this move. Solving my problems. Okay, queen f4. Let's see, can we do this guy? That looks good. That looks like a winner. Forcing the queen trade, getting the knight in, hitting the rook, hitting c4, just trading everything off. We should be alright. Okay, queen f3, doesn't want the trade. Alright, let's pull this guy back. This is kind of a double attack, hitting the knight, also clearing the d2 square. So I guess we call this a clearance tactic. When you clear a square, bring the other knight in. Okay, knight takes f5. I think we'll just calmly take back. Alright, taking this with check. So that's gonna be a GG. Okay, let's bring this guy in active. Tie white down to this square, and we're just gonna run this pawn down. No, the game was, well, it was still, it wasn't like not over. It was definitely over, but it wasn't like done, you know, it wasn't cooked. People should be careful about not treating their games like they're over too quickly. That's how accidents happen. You just think like, oh, okay, You know, that's it. I can make any move here, and then you end up blundering something. I know we've all done it. Yeah, I always try to play for the mate. Even though you could be materialistic. Nothing wrong with that, I think. Yeah, no, you gotta be careful. You have to really focus when you're winning to not blow it. It's not easy. We've all done it. We all blow winning games all the time. I mean, especially in Blitz, I mean, all the time. I'd be curious actually about this statistic. Like, what are, like, if you take all the Blitz games played on chess.com or Chess, whatever, what is the percentage that someone wins, that the player who like first gets a +2 advantage, that they end up winning the game? Like, take all the games, see which player got to +2 first, and then see whether or not they won the game. I'd be curious like what the score is.